Hey there guys, this is Reckles with WTBGold, and today we're talking about the best way to farm Winter's Kiss. Big shout out to the Gold Queen on this one for her help on this guide. Her guides have been getting just amazing recently. She's a lot more herself in them, which is hilarious because she's like a saucy British lady, so it's like, a spot of tea, you asshole. It's great. Okay, so this is a map of every recorded Winterkiss spawn location in Drustvar, and here's a map of every location in Tiergard. As you can see, if you don't care about efficiency, you can just run around the snowy areas and you'll be fine. But here at WTBGold, we get super anal about being efficient, so let's rock. There's 3 parts to this guide. The first and easiest part is just the route. We're essentially running a circle around this mountain. Aram's Stand in the south, however, is an alliance settlement, and in the north, it's a horde settlement. So you're going to want to do kind of a horseshoe shape appropriate to your faction. But, you know, the goal of all this is searching for maximum node density. And with this route, you're crossing about 230 herb and ore spawn locations in this tiny little loop. And each lap takes like between 2 and 5 minutes, depending on how many are actually up at one time. So at the top of the loop, the horde section, I stay on the left-hand side. There are some rocks there in the north that you can jump down, but you can't jump up, so it's kind of a one-way. And then at the south end, there are some wolves that you're going to want to avoid if you can, so you just don't aggro them. If you can't avoid them, just charge away. And if the Azeroth world quest is up, there are going to be some bonus enemies you need to avoid, but it's not too hard. It doesn't change anything. The main tip, though, is don't ever attack anything. Don't try and kill the wolves if you aggro them, because the time you spend fighting isn't spent gathering, and it adds up. So avoid as much as you can. Final tip on the route itself is that while there are more nodes in the north half of the lap, and you might want to focus your energy there, no one ever goes to the south end, so these flowers are up a lot more often, and it's a great way to just start and finish each lap being surrounded by 5 flowers at a time. Alright, the second step is prep. As I recommended in my profession setup guide, you should really do this as a dual gatherer druid. Like, you might not get as many herbs per hour, but you won't have to spend 45 minutes out gathering herbs, and then another 45 minutes gathering ore. You just spend 1 hour getting both. Most of your time spent is actually going to be travel time. So if you have been out and about and wondering, like, why do you see so many druids? It's because they don't have to dismount to gather herbs, and they have instant cast mount form, so they can just instantly mount up after a mining node. So essentially, druids save 1.5 seconds per node. May not seem like a whole lot, but when you're hitting 300 nodes per hour, this adds up to over 7 minutes of just casting per hour, which means druids get a 10% boost to how many herbs they can get. If you don't have a druid, that's fine. Just get a sky golem. It's almost as good. They give you the same effect, but, you know, it's just expensive. And for another 10% boost, make sure to get the glove enchant, Zandalari Herbalism or Siren Herbalism, whatever's the faction appropriate. This cuts your gathering cast in half, which not only saves you another 1.5 seconds per node, but also lets you gather herbs in between enemy auto attacks. Like, you can pull aggro and you don't have to just leave that node. Tauren have this for herbs by default, and High Mountain Tauren have this for mining by default. Another thing that can slow you down is accidentally pulling aggro and getting dazed. Dazed is that big slow that happens whenever something hits you. For this, easy fix, you just want to be in tank spec. Tanks actually don't get dazed or dismounted, so this will speed up your movement speed around the lap a lot. If you're playing a class that doesn't have a tank spec, that's fine. Just buy coarse leather barding. This stops enemies from dazing you. And one last thing for prep, Wild Charge is amazing. Oh my god, it's BIS. I just started using it and have been blown away by how useful this level 30 druid talent is. Like, there's so many times where you want to jump across a stream to maintain move speed or leap across a ledge. Alright. Easy! Easy! See that? As soon as I just turned, I knew. Like, I called that shit before I even landed. That's right. I got this. Like, this alone helps a ton because this is a route that gathers 7 to 8 nodes per minute. So if you waste like 30 seconds maneuvering around the terrain, then that's 15 to 20 herbs, 500 to 1,000 gold you just missed out on. And that's inefficiency. And I don't know if I can be friends with you if you're gonna be that inefficient. All right, step 3, server hop. Once I finish my route, I end at the frozen lake before I head back. I server hop. Add-ons like server hop and realm hop are dead. But there's a new one out called looking for group if you just like pressing that one button. It's got some really cool filters actually, like only joining rare groups or sorting by group size. But I'm not using any add-ons in this video because I want to show you that you don't need one. It's not actually doing anything special. All these add-ons do is open up the pre-made group finder and queue for a group on a realm you haven't been to in a while. Now, no one likes joining a group where it's just one guy who needs help with a quest. Like, it feels bad for them because you aren't helping out and you feel like you're intruding. I try to avoid that if I can. But in Drustvar, there's always a 40-man raid group up for the Stone Golem or the Stone Goliath. And in raid groups, no one cares if one person isn't there. So feel free to join those. To make sure you actually change servers, what I do is I target a random critter or enemy, and as I join a group, if you actually change phasing, then that enemy will de-target. If it doesn't de-target, just join a different group. But after I server hop, I don't actually reverse the lap exactly when I go back because, as I said, you can't jump up the cliffs on the northern side. But you get it. You want to stick to as much density as you can. If you're wondering what add-ons I'm using to physically see the density in my heads-up display, I did a whole video on add-ons, and you can find that here. Clicky clicky. All right, results. For the laps that I counted, the most nodes I saw was 50. Well, 52 up at a time, and the fewest was 15. So you'll average about 25 per lap. You'll see an anchor weed spawn every like lap or two, something like that. In 1 hour of testing with everything at rank 3, I got 700 Winter's Kiss, 50 Siren's Pollen, 37 Riverbud, 5 Star Moss, and 21 Anchor Weed. For ore, I got 30 Platinum, 176 Monelite, and 110 Storm Silver. If you just have Herbalism and you don't gather any of the ore nodes, you'll get more herbs in there. But I recommend you do both. But we've got a grand total at current region market averages of 64,000 gold per hour. Not too shabby. Now, the raid hasn't released yet as of this recording, and prices for everything should double by Wednesday, Thursday, and stay high over the course of the first week of Mythic raiding before they fall off again. Now, things are going to be cheaper on a high pop server, but you guys will be able to sell more than the smaller server guys. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is the deposit change. With the new deposit change, I did a whole video on it. You don't want anything to expire, so don't post all your stuff up at once. I did a whole video about how nonsensical it is because punishing expiration actually incentivizes posting in smaller stacks because you don't want things to expire. So what you want to do is just post a couple stacks of 20 up at a time. Whenever they sell, you just restock the auction house with another couple stacks of 20. But that's it for me. I've got more guides coming out on all the gatherables, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for to see when those come out. And you know what? If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, or I'm gonna come over to your server and I'm gonna despawn your anchor weed right when you're about to click it. All right, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Good luck and happy gold making.